Welcome to Virtual 360 Images. Today we're going to work with Photoshop Elements 13. We're going to work with the cloning stamp tool and also the spot healing brush. I've done videos on this before, and I think what I've done in the past is I overwhelmed people because I did projects that would take them 3 hours to do. A lot of people just want to use it long enough to clean up an object that may only take 60 seconds to clean the thing completely up, and that's what we're going to do today. So this should go fairly quick. If you come over to the left, you'll find the clone stamp tool, and right above it you'll find the spot healing brush. We're going to learn a little bit about what the difference is and when to use it and when not to use it. What we've got in this picture of the parasailers, which happens to be my grandson and myself, it looks like we have a large airliner taking off right next to us. The Fort Myers International Airport isn't too far away, and I'm going to put that plane at probably 3,000 to 5,000 feet. That the parasailing is somewhere between 900 to 1,200 feet. All I want to do is remove that. When you're working on something like this, you're going to change several times while you're doing it. You may think, oh, I know exactly which tool I want, and you're going to find a mistake with it and switch back. Remember, anytime you're doing this stuff, you can always do an undo. There's normally the undo down at the bottom, or use a Control Z. I am going to go ahead and create a layer on this. I only want to use layers so I can show you the before and after. You'd almost say the clone stamp tool would be the one where you want to cut and paste. Remember, the tool cut and paste over the top. And you'd think on this blue sky, the whole blue sky is the same color, but I'm going to show you here in a minute that is not. I'm going to come down below the airplane a little bit. At the cloning tool, you hold down the Alt key. You'll get a round symbol. Click once with the mouse. And you can see I've already set my brush size the same size as the airplane. So if I come up here, cover over the airplane, and click, the airplane's gone. But if you look real close, you can still see a lighter shade of blue. There's the plane, there's the lighter blue. So if you were going to print that, that's going to show as a dot, a lighter shade of blue. So skies are not always the same. What I'm going to do a Control Z. I'm going to eliminate that dot, and the airplane is back. Now, I'm going over on the left. I'm going to select the spot healing tool. I've already adjusted the brush size, and so it's just a little bit bigger. The spot healing brush, what it does is it takes the colors from around the outside and the colors inside and blends them together as one. So watch once I hit that mouse button. Takes a second to do it, and we're gone. You don't see anything in there as far as the different shades in blue. There's our airplane. Our airplane's gone. There's our airplane. Our airplane's gone. Very, very simple. Real quick, and we've taken care of that picture. I'm going to move to the next one real quick. Most cases, somebody'd say this isn't bad, but over here on the door, you can see signs to the restroom. If you actually wanted to use this picture for something, we can come over here. I also know ahead of time, because I've worked on these just a little bit, bring it up just a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over on the left. We're going to grab the cloning tool. Going to have to come in here and make the brush a little bigger. That's probably big enough. I'm going to come up here alongside this edge, hold down the Alt key. You're probably saying, where'd that blue come from? That blue came from the previous one. Now it's gone. You hold down the Alt key, hit the mouse button once. That's what we're going to copy, and I'm going to hold down the mouse, and we're going to paint it right into here. And I can come over. You can see as soon as I push down on the mouse, there's a cross right next to the brush, that's where it's copying it from. And the brush is where it's pasting it to. Then I would probably come over on the other side, hold down the Alt key, hit the mouse button once, come back over this way. This will bring the colors from both sides of the door together. And you can see the cross next to the brush. That's where we're copying it from. Come back up here over to the top. Hold down the mouse. We're going to come right back down like this. And you could even come over and go up on this also. That takes care of that. We can go up here to the top to this exit light, and it's the same principle. We're going to come over to about here, just below the sign, where we've got kind of a shade of gray. Hold down the Alt key, hit the mouse button once, come up here to where we want to start pasting. Remember, copy, paste, copy, paste. And I can come up here and do that again, and again, and again. I'm going to bring this back out, up just a little bit, and our signs are gone. Very simple. It didn't take a lot of effort on our part to take care of that. How long did that take? 60 seconds. The next picture I've shown in other classes before. This one here, you have to kind of decide which tool I want to use. One of the first things I've done with this picture is I'm going to straighten it. So I'm going to use the straighten tool, which is over on the left side down towards the bottom. Straighten the horizon. Then I'm going to zoom out. I'm not sure why, but I had a whole series when we went out on the sunset cruise that ended up with a little green dot on every picture. The last 6 or 7 pictures. Something must have been on the lens, whether it was a little dot or a little piece of dust or what, I'm not sure, but it's not there today. So now, if I go up here and use the healing tool, to bring the brush back down a little bit, a little bigger than that, you'd think, well, that'll take care of it. Remember, the healing tool takes stuff from around it and blends it. So if I blend it and zoom in a little bit on it, you can see what it looks like. It actually came out looking like a smudge mark. And if that was any bigger, it would be more obvious. So what you're losing there is you're losing the pattern from the ripple in the water. So I want to use a Control-Z. I'm going to get rid of it. What we're going to have to do is, again, in this one, we're going to use the clone stamp. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pick it, but I am also going to pick a smaller brush. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to come over here on some of the ripples. Hold down the Alt key. You'll see the little round circle. Hit the mouse once. Now you can see as I move around, you can see that I'm going to cut and paste that piece right there. Now I can hold down the mouse button and drag that across. I can come up here, find a spot, hold down the mouse. And what I'm doing is, you'll see behind me a ways, you'll see to the left, you'll see the little X. That's where I'm copying it from. Now I'm going to go over on the other side of it, hold down the Alt key, hit the mouse once, let off on both of them, come back over, and drag the brush right across it like that. The green dot is gone, and the ripples are also in place like they were supposed to be. This one here we took last week down at Botanical Gardens. These are some artificial birds that were on a stand and tried to look like they were flying away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take away the poles. Working with the grass is fairly simple because you can't always see, or the naked eye can't see where you came from or where you're going. I kind of get my brush up here where I want it. You can see my brush sitting there. I'm going to come down here towards the bottom next to the pole, hold down the Alt key, push the mouse button once, come over here, and I'm just going to start going right up the middle of that pole and down here. It actually blended in a lot better than I thought it was going to. Now we're going to come up here to the next pole. The lower part of the pole will come in here fairly easy. If I go off to the, you can see me move the mouse back and forth, lower right hand side of the pole, hold down the Alt key, hit the mouse button once, come over here, and then just start dragging the brush up until I get up into some of this darker green. It's going to start showing a mix match of stuff. So I can come over here on the other side where the little darker green is, hold down the mouse button, click once, then come over here and start putting some of that darker green back into it, about like so. And if you hit everything just right, and then up here, I'm going to come over here into the different shade without the branches, more of the background grasses, and come on right on up like that. And maybe go a little bit back and forth. And that pole's gone. We come over here, we got one more pole to go. Might go the other direction. I'm going to come up here, hold down the mouse button, come over here, and this time I'm going to go down. Doesn't make any difference, whichever works out the best for you. Come back up here. Move the picture up just a little bit. I think we need to move up into the background grass. Come back over here and come right on up into here. And we've removed the poles. Now it looks like the birds are in flight by themselves and they're not being propped up by poles. Another very quick. And this one here, we've had this before. How many times have you taken a picture and you found somebody's arm in there? We could probably crop this picture and get rid of that arm, but I saved this one for this exercise. What we're going to do is we're going to enlarge it. You can see over there on the left side, somebody got their arm in my way, or I got into their arm. And same thing, we're going to use the cloning tool on this one too. So I'm going to go over here. You can see where I'm at. Hold down the Alt key. I'm not even going to change the size of my brush. We're going to start with the sandy beach. And we're going to eliminate that first. And then we can come on up into here somewhere, hold down the Alt key, and come down. I have to come back down here and touch this up a little bit. Come over and pick up a little bit of this stuff right here. Hold down the Alt key. And sometimes you might find rather than painting it like a brush, you might be better off to hold the mouse over it and just keep clicking as you move yourself down. Click, click, click. You can get a little better feel for what you're doing. Come on over here, hold down the mouse button, come down here, click. And there is a little bit of maybe needing to touch up in here a little bit. And you can also change how thick you want to paint it down here at the bottom. So you can change it. We have it 100%. So you can move that down a little bit. Come back up here and we're going to put that picture. Okay, 5 pictures. We took the arm out of this one. We took the poles out of the grass that was holding up the 3 birds that are on display. We went in, we did level the picture, and we took that green dot, which we suspect came from my lens. We removed the restroom sign from the door and also the exit sign from above. And this one, we removed the airplane that was flying alongside the parasail. I think this is what a lot of people want to do with print shop elements. They want to be able to just go in and remove a small item that's just annoying. And that's what this video was about. Each one of those items didn't take but less than 60 seconds. Sometimes it may take a little longer because you may get in there, use the tool, decide that's not the one, redo it by pulling it back out, and use the other tool. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope this was helpful, and we look forward to showing you videos in the future. Thank you.